guys, welcome to Fort Tarkin Gaming. I'm here with my husband.
Hello.
And we are excited to talk to you about the recent transmission in regards to Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, so DICE just released a community transmission for Star Wars Battlefront 2, and it is called Where Are Those Droidekas?
Ah!
Finally, obviously, we're getting Droidekas. Surprisingly, they're actually going to be an enforcer. So the Separatists are going to have 2 enforcer units, which, you know, that DICE wants to do that. It's fine by me. I kind of wish they would add different star cards for him, though, so that you can level him up, because I've already got my enforcer all the way up. Well, now you can level up to 1,000, so nobody's ever going to get it that high for very few people. But anyway, yeah, it looks awesome. And then on Reddit, I found a video where it shows him actually walking and shooting.
Yeah, it looks really, really cool. It looks like the rolling is going to be one of his abilities. So I wonder if they're going to have like a charge up time for that. I'm sure they will, so you're not going to be able to roll at all times. I
kind of hope that they don't do that. I hope that it's just like you can activate it at will. So it's just like, you know, it is one of his quote-unquote abilities, but, you know, once you go into that form, you are faster, but then you're vulnerable because you don't have your shield. It'll be interesting to see how they balance these guys out. And also, I'm interested to see how they interact with the environment, because, like, I'm sure, because there's always kind of been a problem with this game where you get stuck on geometry because there's just so much going on. And, you know, I bet you that's why they never added Droidekas in before, because, you know, they're shaped weirdly, and I'm sure it just was kind of a mess to make work. Like, how are you supposed to get them to roll up like that hill on Geonosis? Do you know which one I'm talking about? It's like on the, so you know where the middle point is? I think it's C. So on the front side of that hill, you know how like there's that.
Yeah, like the rocky pathway up to E. It's point E, I believe, but. Anyways, that doesn't matter. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That would be interesting to see how, if it would even be able to roll up it, or if geometry is going to get in the way.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just excited that it's coming. You know, they can work out the kinks later. I'm just glad that they did it. And then, so yeah, his first ability is the wheel form, and then he's got Overload, which is like the other enforcers. You know, shoots really fast, and yeah, that's basically it. And then his third ability, obviously, would be the energy shield. So it just gives him another pool of health, basically, to draw from. Very classic.
Yeah, I'm really excited for these, and it's about time.
Exactly. Anyway, so then, now, coming from the first 2 Battlefront games is the TX-130. I am so glad that they're adding this in. I'm really surprised, too.
Oh, I really appreciate it. After Capital Supremacy came out, where the Separatists had a tank form to use, and, you know, the Republic did not. It was frustrating for me to fight against these tanks with no, I guess, equal firepower. Like, the ARC Troopers did a pretty good job against them, but I still wish I had, like, a massive tank where I had massive amounts of health to fight against it.
I agree. It's definitely needed for the balancing, and I can't believe, because canonically, I don't think they're actually, because they weren't canon before. I wonder if they're going to be canon now, but because they only ever showed up in the Battlefront games, and that was the only time they ever showed up. I remember seeing, I want to say there was concept art for the TX-130 for the Clone Wars TV show, so they almost made it into canon, but I don't think they ever quite made it there. But nonetheless, it is like perfect for Capital Supremacy, because they didn't put in the ATTEs, which, you know, that would have made things way unbalanced too. But so the droids had this giant tank that would sit there and destroy everybody, and the clones didn't. And there was ways to counter it, but I'm just very glad that they're adding in this TX-130, and it's going to have all the same abilities as basically everything else. I guess there is like you can like charge your or your primary weapons is one of the abilities, and then the rockets you can shoot just one at a time, and they don't lock on to anything. They just shoot straight. So those are the 2 reinforcements coming in this update, and then obviously the new map is Naboo.
Yeah, we've known about it for a while, but it's always been a question if it was going to be out in the fields or the plains of Naboo, or if it was going to be in the city. Unfortunately, it was confirmed it was going to be in the city. I was hoping for a whole brand new map out in the plains, maybe get some Phantom Menace vibes going on. I like the prequels, so yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, it would have been cool for a Naboo Plains map because, you know, in the first Battlefronts they had Naboo Plains and Theed, but you know, people are complaining that it's not going to work for Capital Supremacy. I don't know why, because I think it's really cool because you're going like from street to street fighting, you know, between buildings and on the roads and stuff for Capital Supremacy. Like this is an urban warfare. I think it's awesome.
What's the difference between Naboo and Camino? Camino, you know, you were going from platform to platform fighting. I understand it was a little bit more open, but even still, like, I feel like if it works for Galactic Assault, it'll work for Capital Supremacy.
Yeah, they just need to figure out good places for where they're going to put the bases, and it does say here that it's going to be on the first phase of Capital Supremacy, so just out in the streets, which I was expecting that. I'm sure pretty much everybody was expecting that. I'm glad we're getting Naboo, and I really like how Naboo plays on Galactic Assault, so I'm all for it. And I guess, so they did say the map is only going to be on dusk. Also, like all the other maps, you're going to see some changes. Like, it's going to be more war-torn. You're going to see like more shots and probably dead clones and droids, you know, broken buildings and stuff, which would be a nice change of pace.
Yeah, you know, along that note, we just played again last night after the game was updated, and there was more downed clones with no helmets on in the Camino map and all that, and it was way fun. Also, something that's really exciting that we've been kind of waiting for since Anakin came to the game is his Clone Wars, his General Skywalker appearance.
I would have been like a little upset if DICE didn't add this, because, you know, why would you add in Obi-Wan? Like, any skin that Obi-Wan gets, Anakin needs, you know, he needs a matching skin, because, you know, Obi-Wan and Anakin, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. They just have to have skins together. And he's like one of the most popular heroes in the game. You know, it just makes sense to add a third skin for him at least. Also, my personal favorite skin out of this, and I never thought they were going to do it, but they're finally adding in the skin as seen in Revenge of the Sith for the 41st Legion. They're calling it the 41st Scout Battalion appearance. But yeah, just like in Revenge of the Sith, we're getting those Scout Trooper Battalion that you see on the beachfront, and I'm surprised they didn't do this last month, because they added Kashyyyk in last month. But it doesn't matter to me as long as they're adding it. I think it's awesome. My only thing is that I'm hoping that every class will have it. So, you know, Assault, Specialist, Officer, and the Heavy will all get, you know, a variation of this Scout appearance, which I think only makes sense.
Yeah, the price of it is pretty steep. It looks like it's going to be 40,000 credits. However, I'm happy with it. They've been putting a lot of time and effort into this game recently, and I've really appreciated the work they've done.
So they also are adding the 212th, another skin for like the 212th Legion, but it's the 212th Recon Division. So in the Landing at Point Rain episodes in the Clone Wars, you saw that there was these ARF troopers. And I always thought, you know, there was basically like a counterpart, like it's the Phase 1 version of the Scout Battalion, basically. So like the Scout Troopers that you see in Revenge of the Sith, it was like a Phase 1 version of that. You see them in a couple episodes in the Clone Wars TV show, but they do have in Landing at Point Rain, they have these. It's actually, you remember Waxer and Boyle, like on Ryloth? So they're the ones wearing this armor.
I remember now.
It'd be cool if they added in, you know, a Waxer skin and a Boyle skin, and you could see like the little Ryloth girl on their armor, but that's not gonna happen. But anyways, it's still awesome. Now that they added this one in, canonically, there's a lot of other skins like in the Clone Wars movie that they actually released in theaters that didn't, you know, I feel like nobody's really watched, but it's got this digital jungle camo that they had with this skin. So That would be an awesome one, and I feel like they could do it, you know. And there's a couple other ones too where you know, they have different paintings all over their armors and stuff. So
we get a brand new map. Like, this one has to be like completely new because we've never been to Felucia in Battlefront 2 yet. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
So this is coming in the future, and they haven't actually said when, but it's just in the community transition. It just says a little further ahead, and then it gives a concept art of the Felucia. But also, if you look at the clones in the concept art, they are purple. I'm saying Mace Windu is confirmed. Just kidding, he's not. But that would be super sweet if they were actually teasing that. There's nothing coming in July except for there's going to be community quests. So weekly community quests in July. So hopefully we'll get some balances and maybe, you know, I don't know, surprise skin, like one that they don't have to like actually like make models for, just retexture something. And hopefully we'll get clone commandos. I don't know how they balance that out though, because now the Republic has three vehicles. It has this Bark Speeder, the AT-RT, and now this TX-130. But the droids, they only have the AAT and the Stab Speeder, so they only have two. But the droids now have two enforcers, whereas the Republic has one. So I have been hearing a lot of like people on Reddit suggest that they add in, you know, what are those dwarf spider droids, as well as the Republic commandos in the next set of reinforcements, because then, you know, they'd kind of have another vehicle, which I think would be a nice, unique, interesting vehicle with the dwarf spider droid, except for they'd have to edit a lot of maps and take them out of like the background, or like even the forefront, like Geonosis. You can like walk up to them and smack on them and make them blow up. They don't actually shoot at you or anything, but you'd have to do that. Or I think this would be personally even cooler. So in Revenge of the Sith, there's those crab droids. Do you remember those? You remember that? So that scene on Utapau where you have that guy from the 212, he like runs up on top of that droid with the 6 legs and starts shooting it in the head, and he kills it, and then he like turns and starts to shoot at another droid.
Oh, yeah.
It was an awesome scene. Yeah. So if they added that you know, that crab droid, I think that would be an awesome, intimidating droid for the separatists. That would, you know, give them a third vehicle, quote unquote, and give the Republic, you know, a chance to get the Republic commandos, because they can't not do Republic commandos at this point. Like, I feel like they've been teased too much, and oh my gosh, if they don't, they need Republic commandos, and then just add crap tons of skins in for them and ARC troopers. They just need to go to town with these skins. Which I'd start giving them money if they keep adding in like awesome skins like crazy. It's exciting. It's a great time to be playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 right now. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and remember,
all is as the Force wills it.
They weren't built so tough after all.